returned. And I think I'm gonna have to. It doesn't seem like there's good documentation in the Godot docs about specifics about like how you actually use terrain. So I may have to find some tutorials and just try some different things. But you know, it's a start. And I think what I'd like to do right now is not add more things. Is to let's add a character that we can control. Which is, you know, kind of old hat at this point. Right, so we're just gonna add what? Gonna add a character body 2D. They can walk around the world. Um, yeah, let's do that. Because we will probably have solid objects that will have collision. Like our foreground tiles will probably have collision on them. Yeah. Yeah, I think this will make sense. And then when we do this, we have to add a collision shape. 2D. And then we add something. And I will probably like break this out into its own like world map player scene, right? Eventually, but for now, this is fine. We're just gonna do this in place, and we'll do probably a capsule shape still, and we'll just kind of do this, and then we'll add a some kind of animated sprite. This one's a sprite frames. Wait. Isn't that... Yeah, here. New sprite frames. Okay. And so we have a character sprite sheet that we will want to extract things from. Do I want to... Is there a way to like do this once? Boundary separation, segment, different shapes. Noise, font, script. So many things. So sprite frames. Sprite frame library for animated sprite 2D or 3D contains frames and animation data for playback. Tile map pattern, tile set. Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, so we're gonna take character. Gonna drop it into here. Nope. We're going to click add frames from a sprite sheet. We're going to find wherever it is. We go up. Here, we grab character. We're going to not do this. Is there a good way to do... I guess what I do is I do a walking animation for the 4 different directions the character can face. I think so. So it's like walking south, walking east, walking north, walking west is essentially what we're doing here. Sadly, let's see, horizontal, vertical. Vertical's not it. Horizontal. That looks right. So is it 7? It's not 7. Well, it could be 17, and this one's just the odd one out. No, it's just different. it's different depending on. It looks like it's 17 by 8. Yeah, 16 by 32. Yes. So remember that. So I'm gonna grab this. You know what I should do? I should just let's do this way. This is gonna save me time if I just do all the frames now, and then I think I can cut and paste. So we're gonna do walk S, and then we're just gonna do. Let's see if this actually works the way I think it will. Walk W. Walk E. So all of these are fine, and this is going to be east. Okay. Well, Control C didn't work. Copy frames. Paste frames. Okay. Oh, I did Control X probably, which is not a key combination. So then can I delete? Yep, there we go. And then copy these frames. These are going to go north. Yep. These go away. And then copy. And this becomes west. And that was a lot easier than going into the add frames sprite sheet a bunch of times. Okay. So, and then do we have... It looks like the first frame of each of these is kind of static. So I might do, let's do another, we'll do like idle in each direction. 1, 2, 3. IDLE. Copy that. And then east, south, and west. And we just take this, we Control C, we go to idle, we paste, go here, we go here, we go here. Okay. All right, and so in our character body, we're gonna add I'm confused about something. What was I? Didn't I add a animated sprite 2D somewhere? Where did it go? Like, obviously it was there because I was on the tab for it. What just happened? I am confused. Foreground, background, character body, 2D, add shot. Okay, I'll just do it all again if I have to. Sprite 2D, animation. I don't suppose it's just in here somewhere. No, it's nothing. Like, I was here and I added all the things. How did I do that without it being in the animated sprite? That's so weird. Okay, well, round 2. Okay, so. Well, I remembered the numbers. That's nice. Let me do this again. It's just practice. So this is going to be, we're going to start with walk S. I'm going to save. Okay. I think what must have happened was, I think I know. I added the animated sprite 2D. I went over to edit the sprite frame, and I get distracted by the idea of, is there some other way of doing things? In the process of that, I must have deleted the animated sprite 2D node, but I was still on the sprite frames thing for the thing that was already deleted. So I did that work in the thing that was already deleted. Well, that's fine. And by fine, I mean not great. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We walk in. I can't arrow key in that. Okay. East or F. West. And then we do idle. North. Southeast and west. Okay. And then we started with south. Take this, we copy these. These are going to be our walk east. Weird. Okay. That feels like not a little weird. All right. Copy and then north. West. Okay. And then I copy, I go idle east, walk north, idle north, walk south, idle south, walk west, idle west. Oh. Let's try again. Okay. And we could, we could do more where we have like additional frames where the character is like moving a little bit for the idle animation. But this is, it's something. Yeah. So super. And then we can just have like idle south as being the default. So we can see the character. And then we'll edit the collision shape to make a little bit more sense. So, and we have a character. We didn't attach a script. Let's go ahead and use the template. And we're gonna call this something. We're gonna put this entities folder. It's gonna be world player. And this is gonna be world player.g. And we'll use the template. We don't really do jump though. We're not jumping in this situation. We are supporting more directions of movement though. So we are getting not axis, but what's it called? get vector. Get an input vector by specifying 4 actions for the positive and negative x and y axes. And then can't do that. Do that instead. I guess there's not gravity though. Right? There's no gravity. So we don't have a need for delta at the moment. So we'll remember where underscore is. Save that. Do we have all of those inputs? Yeah, no. Move left, move right, move up, move down. So we add a new action, move up and move down. So move up is going to be W, and move down is going to be R. In this setup. And then floating is the motion mode. So if I don't play the whole game, but instead play the scene, my current scene, maybe, just maybe, yeah, we can move the character. Now, the next obvious thing to do is to hook it up so that the character faces the direction that they are walking in, and that they are doing the right animation. I think I saw at one point a tutorial where you could do a thing where you could give a direction vector and it would like do things. I don't really remember. Hold on, is it something on Animated Sprite 2D or is it something else? Maybe something on sprite frames? Frame, speed scale, nuts. None of that. Is it some kind of node? Something animation related? So there's an animatable body 2D. It's a 2D physics body that can't be moved by external forces. So it's okay. Can be moved manually. Animation mixers. What is an animation mixer? Yeah, I don't think that's what we want, but there is something called an animation mixer. Okay, it's a base class to manage animation lists. So there's animation player. Animation player is used for general purpose playback of animations. It contains the dictionary of animation library resources and custom blend times between animation transitions. I don't think that's going to make sense where we have, I think this makes more sense for like 3D stuff. What is animation tree? Advanced animation transitions and animation player. Node used for advanced animation transitions. Linked with the animation player, several properties and methods of the corresponding animation player will not function as expected. So what does this look like? You need an animation, no root animation node for the graph is set. No root animation node for the graph. 3D root, new animation, state machine. Used for animation player. I probably am not going to do anything with this. This is more like, hey, we're doing stuff with animations, and it's slightly more complicated. So this is an excuse to spend a little bit more time looking at what this is about. Because I think there's a thing where you can have blending of animations based on like a direction vector. So it looks like this wants an animation player. Which is this guy. Okay. New animation. So you can animate a property, any kind of property. Blend, shape, track, animation, playback. How do you play back? Shape, 3D scale, property. Yeah. Well, this is way more than what I need, so we're just gonna delete those things, and we are going to go into the player script and make it do the right thing. How's this gonna work? So what we want to do is that we want to be playing the animation based on the direction that we're going. So this is not what we want, right? This is just like this is very similar to the other thing we have, where it's like, oh, play walk if we're walking, idle if we're idling, based on the direction. Play the direction based sprite animation based on the direction. If not moving, play the idle animation for that direction. So I think what we want to do is we want to get let's make a function called direction from, we can do that, direction suffix from direction. Could do it this way. This becomes weird where it's like, regardless, like if we're holding two keys and we're moving like in a direction, or especially if you like using a controller, you want the main direction you're going to be the direction the character's facing, because you can only face one of four directions. So what we want to do is we want to say, what is the main direction we're going? What is the main direction? How do we do that from a vector without having to have a bunch of, is there a function, is there a method on direction of like, is there a method that does what I want? No. I mean, I guess the possibilities are, oh, this is actually, like in 2D, it's not too bad, right? So we can just say if absolute direction X is greater than absolute direction Y, then we're moving more in the X direction than the Y, otherwise the other. So if we're moving more in the X direction, then if the X direction is greater than 0, then we're going, I've decided to call it east, otherwise we're going west, and then south, and north. Except I think I just used letter abbreviations. Yeah. Oh no, that's the wrong key. S. Okay. Okay, if direction.length is greater than 0, so we might actually make this so that it's like greater than some small number. Well, yeah, we should do something else first. This reminds me, we should just say on ready or sprite equals that. And then we'll just make a const idle max speed 0.1. I don't like magic numbers. So if the amount that we're moving in any direction is greater than that value, 0.1, then we play a walk underscore and then direction of this. And honestly, it doesn't matter what we'll say. Or, yeah, there you go. Like, why recalculate it? And then we don't need to flip. We don't need to flip our direction because we have animations for all the directions. So we don't have to do that like we did with the other player node setup. So now I need to actually play our current scene. So it looks like something's wrong. What did I do? So what we need to do, so what's happening here, right, is that this is always going to end up being in if like the length of direction is 0, which is no good. So what we want to do is we want to say something like last direction or current direction suffix. Yeah, there you go. And then if we're walking, we set that. And then if we're idling, then we don't try to get this, which means, yeah, this actually ends up being only used in one place, and so the it didn't need to refactor. We didn't need to put that into a variable. Yeah, we do this, and then we do this. There we go. We might want to, I don't know, I guess this is fine. It's kind of small. I think so the complication here, right, is that we've made the other level for this resolution. But for the world map, we have this lower resolution, smaller scale character. I guess we could just blow it up. Well, I don't know. I mean, the character size fits with the tile set, I think. Well, obviously it's from the same source. Can we... I don't want to change the resolution of the game for different levels. Is there anything we can do? We could just scale up the base node. Let's just double it. What happens if we just double everything? my. Okay. I guess that works technically. We also need to add the camera to this scene. Probably. Like, what this is going to be is, like, this is going to load when we start the game. And we'll walk around, and then we'll be able to enter into something. I don't know what yet. That will take us to the actual game level. And we'll unload this scene, and we'll load that scene. And each scene will have its own camera. So we got a little time. Let's add a camera too. How did I do that for... how did we add the camera for our game scene? Right, so we have a camera 2D. And a phantom... I'm just going to copy those nodes and add them here. Hey, window. Windows Slothy 1001. Would you prefer window or Slothy? And welcome. Oh, I didn't like that. Can I not paste? Oh, I probably need to paste into the... There we go. Oh, that didn't work though. Let's try that again. Copy. Paste. Yeah. Window? All right, great. How's your Sunday going? Good, I hope. I am learning Godot, as I have been for the last... I think we calculated earlier in the stream. It's been about 40 hours of me streaming and just like messing around with Godot. Just making practice projects. You're coding a market analyzer for Warframe, and your brain's fried. You've been troubleshooting for 4 hours. Yeah. Might be good to take a break. Reset. I've always found that just like sleeping on things really gives perspective. Going out, taking a walk in the park, doing something else, playing a game, trying not to think about it for a little bit. What are we doing? We're trying to make a camera do stuff. So we have... Why is the camera hit? I guess... Okay, so how does phantom camera work? We're going to follow our character body 2D. And we are going to not run this because that'll run our normal scene. And we haven't integrated our new world map into it yet, so we're gonna run this scene. Now, if I take a break, I'm unmotivated to start doing it. Oh no, that could be a problem. Okay, so the camera's not following us though. Yeah, I do get that. I think you do have to find the motivation to be able to resume things. But I mean, you started working on it today anyway, and you spent 4 hours doing it. So obviously, there's something motivating you to do it. I'm definitely of the mind that when I'm like stuck on a problem. Like I was working on, let's say things. I was working on something at work, and even over the weekend, I've not played Warframe. I've not. I don't know that I've actually even Warframe. This game? Have I seen it? Free-to-play action role-play third-person shooter multiplayer online game. I don't know that I've seen it, actually, honestly. I see a lot of artwork here. There's a lot. What does the game actually look like? Warframe Market. A Warframe trading platform. Yeah, so apparently that's a thing. No idea. So what's the problem right now? Oh yeah, the camera's not following us. Why is the camera not following us? So we want to follow. Let's just do like, can we do simple? Zoom, frame preview, tweet unload, phantom camera host, host layer 1, camera 2D. Okay. So let's try that. And again, I clicked the wrong button. I'm going to play the current scene. There we go. Okay, so glued just has us following the character. I think that's probably fine for this. Yeah. So this is nice. Obviously, I still need to find a tutorial on how to... Do I know Python? Yes. I use a little bit of Python day to day, but there was a period of time, the last startup I was working at, where our main, like all of our backend stuff, almost all of our backend stuff was Python. It was, let's see, it was still Python 2.7 or 2.6 back then, and we were using Pyramid and some other web framework stuff. So I know a little Python. And Godot script, which is what I'm using here, is very Python-like, except it's func instead of def. And there's some other things that are not quite the same, and some Godot-specific like things that only make sense in the context of like we're in a game engine. But yeah, here's our little guy. Credit to who do we get this artwork from? We got this from RMM 1998. So thanks for the public domain artwork. I'm using this. I'm using a lot of things. So yeah, this is good. I need to go. I think I have a tab somewhere with a tutorial for the terrain stuff, for the tile map layer. I might have to look at that to figure out what I actually need to do to make that usable. And then we'll have to do collision stuff, and we'll have to figure out how to keep the character from like walking off into the void and not like being stuck on rocks and those sorts of things. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a pin in this now. We're going to let's close Godot, and we're gonna commit what we have so far. Look at all the things, mostly assets. But